Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Strange Invasion, Assault on the Barrier Peaks. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games. I am the aforementioned Salty.
And I'm Sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends. Before we go around and meet everyone and find out the characters they're playing, we have a few channel shout-outs to do. First of all, a huge thank you to our sponsor, Roll20, a virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance, any time zones, with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. That's right, I said it, free. I've been using Roll20 for like 3 years now, which is crazy. It was like my actual introduction to role-playing
Might be closer
games.
to 4.
It might be closer to 4 because I started.
Because we've been streaming for about 3, and I know you were using it beforehand.
Yeah, I was using it a little bit beforehand. So, hi, we love Roll20, and we're super grateful to be a part of their Roll20 Spotlight program, which highlights indie TTRPG creators all across the interwebs. Also, our other sponsor, Dice Envy. Hello, yes, if you like those physical click-clacks, if you like those chonky boys, you can use our code SaltySweet, all caps, one word, at Dice Envy to get 10% off. Kienna and I both have gorgeous wooden dice from them. So you might want to get some. They're coming out with new stuff, like, it seems like every 2 weeks or something, and they're shipping out really fast, and they're awesome, and we love them. Okay, there are other things that I'm going to talk about, and those include...
How do people support the channel, Lauren?
Oh my gosh, yes, there are donation options. And Lauren remembered to update the donation panels today before the stream. Can you believe it? I can't. So Key and I pay for everything at Salty Sweet Games out of pocket. So if you want to keep the lights on here, help the PCs out, you can do that with those donation options you see down below. You can use bits or click on the images, it'll take you to our Streamlabs tip jar. And so it's like a win-win-win. So many winnings today.
All the winning.
Like how I'm going to win D&D today. Did you know that? Also, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X and no cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings because, you know, we're playing an RPG and sometimes bad things happen in RPGs. But as long as we, the players, are having fun, that is what is important. That's what we here prioritize. Did I cover it all? Did I do it?
I think you did.
Oh my god, I'm incredible. Kienna, who are you playing today?
I am playing Ardent. Both she and I use she/they pronouns. Ardent is our regular, good old Asmar paladin. Basically an angel with 4 eyes that's just chilling and now confronted with a robot. So that's what's going on right now.
I know how excited Kienna is about this robot.
Listen, we have a clip somewhere on the channel about me being a robot fucker.
We do.
So, I think we already know where I stand with robots.
Yes, we do.
But what about you, Lauren? What
Me,
do you
yes.
play?
Hi, me. It's me, Lauren, that Salty Ginger, on the Twitter. In case you didn't realize, I did my makeup so well today, and I'm really proud of it, so I'm just going to point it out. Also, there's a character that I'm playing. Her name is Dulcinea. She uses she/her pronouns like I do. She is an Eladrin swashbuckler who also doubles as the tank of the party for some reason. She's trouble with a capital T and is definitely not plotting anything and has no secrets. So we should move on. We should move on to someone else who has 0 secrets. Jim.
Hey!
Hi, Jim. Hello.
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 Hi. It is a pleasure being here with fellow people who also have no secrets.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely it's good for a change to just have absolutely nothing going on in my character's background whatsoever that could possibly come as a surprise to anyone.
Yes.
Or at least not to anyone who knows me. Hi, I'm Jim. I'm here playing Devlin Archon, Dwarven Wizard, Abjurer, and someone who is panicking for no apparent reason right now.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good intro.
Yeah.
Nailed it. 10 out of 10. Gnome, hello.
Hi. I play Idoso. I always have to look at the character sheet to make sure that I have the name down. Like, this is the right character? Cool. I'm in the right game?
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Yeah, Idoso Farleaf, who is definitely, probably, certainly is also part of the No Secrets Club, but like actually part of the No Secrets Club.
For real.
Like, this kid doesn't know how to keep a secret, so No Secrets Club. He's a halfling ranger rogue. I'm so excited about this robot. That's it. That's all you get. Let's robots.
So, yep, there are two of us, maybe on robots, and there are two of us who maybe like robots a little too much. But where do you fall on that spectrum, Allyson?
I created the robots, so...
So you must have fucked a robot at some point, is what you're saying.
I didn't say that, but you did.
Hey,
everybody!
I got two people to fall out of the screen laughing, so...
Hey, everybody. It's Allie, and I am your Dungeon Master. Welcome to Strange Invasion Assault on the Barrier Peaks. I am having the time of my life guiding this grim expedition to the borderlands of fantasy and weird science. There's no place I would rather be on a Monday night, so let's dive in, shall we? Last time, our exhausted heroes set up camp around the fire that their counterparts left behind and tended one another's wounds from the encounter with the hill giants that nearly ended in disaster. In the woods just beyond the fire's circle, Dulcie discovered Cherry Redding, a member of that other scouting party that's supposed to be out here in the peaks. She was bound, gagged, beaten, and after doing their very best to ensure that she presented no danger to them, the party released her from her bonds, and in return, she told them her tale. Earlier that day, she said, she had discovered a terrible secret concerning one of her companions, one Aranok Ladinion, the leader of the mercenary company known as the Grey Battalion. Aranok, she had learned, had been secretly communicating with the Queen of Air and Darkness, a powerful fey being with whom the Hearth Wardens had struck an uneasy alliance to end the last planar incursion over a century ago. He is, in fact, Cherry said, a son of the Queen, and some unknown mortal of dwarven lineage, a revelation which made Devlin noticeably uncomfortable. The Queen has sensed a new source of great power here on the prime material plane in the Barrier Peaks. She called it mindless, devoid of agenda or desire, pure, waiting to be harnessed. And she dispatched her son Aranok to retrieve it for her. But before Cherry could expose his treachery, Aranok overpowered her, bound her, and beat her. And then he told the others that she had betrayed them and fled. Oh, and Cherry had another message for Dulcie, one which Dulcie did her best to keep from all the others. Aranok knows who you are. He knows what you've done. That night, while the others slept, Idoso had a vivid nightmare. He was walking along a narrow cliff 1,000 feet above the valley below, and there he spotted fellow planewalker Sithrel Fenkarin. She too, a member of that other scouting party. At first, she seemed to be walking along the cliff just like him. But after she noticed him behind her, the scene glitched. And suddenly she was hanging onto the edge, crying out for Idoso's help. And though he tried valiantly to save her, in the end he could not. And in his dream, the two tumbled over the edge, hand in hand. Her last words to him, spoken with warning, fear, perhaps even glee. She's coming for you, Idoso. She's coming for us all. The next morning, with a dusting of fresh snow covering the ground, our heroes continued to track their companions, now perhaps their adversaries, up the tumble-down river valley. That night, they had to set up their tents for the very first time, as the snow began in earnest. Not long after setting out the next day, Ardent, with Dulcie riding behind her, thought that she saw some kind of movement in the trees ahead. She steered slightly off the road to pursue it cautiously, and Dulcie tried to flush out the creature by flinging a handful of ball bearings into the snowy thicket ahead. One of them hit something metallic. Clank. And our party was shocked, surprised to see rising up from behind the thicket and moving out into the road a strange creature. The metal body, like an armored knight, but with spindly arms and legs. A helmet that doesn't seem to fit the head of any humanoid you've ever seen. And that is where we will begin this evening, with Dulcie and with Ardent.
Dulcie clutches Ardent's waist even harder. What the fuck is that?
Not sure.
The creature sort of, it just hovers, it kind of just bouncing up and down on those spindly legs, as if they were springs. And the it looks like a snout. What is it? At the front of its helmet moves up and down and side to side, but it's pointing at you.
Some
Hail?
kind of construct.
Certainly looks like it. Devlin, Idoso.
You're sort of pulling it. Is it a golem of some kind? Does that look like a golem of some kind? I know the answer is no, but
it does not. As it hovers there with its legs sort of bent, it seems to be about 6 or 7 feet tall. It's definitely bigger around in the middle than most humanoid creatures.
This thing's taller than me. I don't
GM
like
question. Are
Yes.
there Warforged in this world? And would we know Warforged?
Great question. No, there are not.
Okay, cool. Just
no.
wanted to set that
In
basis.
Idoso's travels, I don't know what Idoso has maybe encountered in his various travels.
Roll a
across the
die.
plains.
We'll see if he's it at
Yeah.
that point.
Or anything remotely like this.
Probably not. Because I think he's gonna like pop up like underneath like Devlin's cloak because it's cold, so he's like using it now for extra cover. So it just kind of like pops up from the side and just like, what is it? Was it? Is it friendly or not?
It's almost like a golem, but not like any I've ever seen.
Is it magic?
I don't know if it's going to give me time to evaluate that.
Is it still pointing at us?
Yes, that proboscis on the front of the helmet is moving back and forth and up and down. And as you focus now, it's almost as though there's a sort of light that's coming out of it, but you only pick it up at certain angles. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced before.
So I'm going to start doing something which I'm probably going to get interrupted before it finishes, but I must try. There is so I just sort of, as I'm sitting on my horse, I'm starting a ritual. And we will see if, let me know if I get the 10 minutes in, but if not, I'm guessing it's not going to happen, but
I'll be sure to.
I'm casting Comprehend Languages.
Oh, nice. Because I was about to ask about languages.
I thought you were casting
Detect magic?
something to detect magic. Yes, good. Comprehend languages. Okay.
Ardent, is it like a wolf where we should not make eye contact? We should kind of look down? I mean, I don't see eyes, but...
I would say we don't advance.
Should we make ourselves bigger? I could sit on your shoulders.
I think that we should just stay still until it decides to do something.
Cherry, at this point, has slowly ridden up next to Devlin and Idoso. What is it?
No, I'm not too sure, but I mean, has anybody like said anything to it? Hello? Oi, big guy!
As you do, as Idoso calls out, that snout or whatever turns and focuses directly on Idoso. It's just a few degrees off of where Ardent and Dulcinea are, still off the edge of the path.
Is there an opening in the snout?
Roll perception.
Okay, I will. I will roll perception. I will get a 23.
There's an opening, but it shines almost as if there's glass.
Like covering it?
Yes.
Okay.
Or inside it, even.
I don't like that. That seems like a laser thing. I don't like that. I don't know what that is, but... I'm gonna just, like, flick another ball bearing, like, past it. Not at it. Just past it. See if it follows that.
You toss it, and for just a moment, it seems as though this thing, which you're now thinking of as perhaps an eye, follows, and then it returns, and it's focused now on you, Dulcie. And it's not moving anymore in the way that it was, up and down and side to side. It's still.
I think I've presented myself as the major threat.
Well, maybe if you don't be throwing stuff at it, it's not going to perceive you as a threat.
I wasn't throwing it at it.
You don't throw stones at bears or wolves. They're going to just come after you.
It was past it.
It does. I don't know if it can discern that.
Well, then it has poor depth perception, doesn't it?
It could have looked like you just missed.
I would not miss.
I know
Ardent.
you wouldn't, but this other creature who doesn't know you doesn't know that.
Zalishmash. It makes another one of those strange noises. And it's now moving. The eye is moving across all of you. Zalishnash.
Zalishnash.
You're right. Can we just like mimic
Yep.
it? For sure. I feel like it's in
Zalishnash.
unison.
Ah.
Do like that.
Oh,
Zalishnash.
that's a number.
No, it's Zalishnash. Well, it's doing a weird thing with your accent. It's not.
Devlin, you're close to completing the ritual now. Just a less than a minute away, perhaps, when the creature takes one step and then another step forward on those two legs, and both of its arms come up. So they're facing like this. Zalishnash! Zalishnash!
Like Idoso's trying so hard to just mimic it. Like, sometimes it works with other animals and other creatures and other things that he's definitely probably seen in other planes.
I'm gonna just reach my hands out from the horse.
It's going to shoot us.
Well, it'll have a harder time shooting me.
Zalishnash! Zalishnash!
Does it do anything when I put my hands out to, like, meet it?
No, it's not moving. It's still, kind of bouncing slowly up and down on those legs, but it's now. Its arms out in the same way.
Idoso's gonna look back over to like Ardent and Dulce, and it's like, could have like petted.
I don't think that touching it or approaching it is a wise decision.
At this point, Devlin, your ritual comes to a completion. How does that look for Devlin in this particular spell?
Just basically, I am sort of as if, and again, as most a lot of Devlin spells that don't involve hurting people are pretty subtle. So what this sort of looks like is he will sort of towards the end he'll sort of cover his eyes and ears as he's sort of muttering and gesturing, and sort of the end of the spell he says, "Not shame yet, it's just such."
And as
he opens his eyes and there's like a brief little flash, and then he will comprehend.
As that happens, the creature the rest of you hear Zalishnash, and Devlin, you hear, "Prepare for tranquilization."
He's telling us to prepare to be tranquil. They're
Going to share a pipe with us or something? Because I'm not feeling really tranquil right now.
Is that the robot?
I swear I didn't touch it! I didn't flip and touch it, I swear!
Allie, that's not how that works. You have to buzz her in. She was so scared.
Scared the shit out of my heart.
We warned each other that this was gonna happen, and it still got us.
It totally did, and it still got us.
Is that the sound the robot makes?
It is totally.
Oh no!
Now, I don't think I can actually speak back to it because I think that's actually another spell called Tongues, if I
Yes,
remember
yep.
correctly. But it's saying prepare for tranquilization.
That seems bad. Or good.
And
It's intended to make us tranquil.
It does in fact begin to make that ringing sound that my doorbell just made.
No!
It's horrifying.
Devlin, that's not language. It's just that ringing, buzzing sound.
No.
And it has a bell.
Great. Okay. Should we run?
I feel as though it's a guard of some kind. Maybe if we back off, it won't try to tranquilize us.
And at this point, the hand on one of those arms flips up very quickly and exposes an open tube.
How big?
And
How big?
That does.
Like this big? Oh, that's big.
that big.
Oh, that's big.
Let's roll for initiative.
No!
Oh no!
Let Gnome and Kienna seduce the robot, Allie? That's all they want in life.
Listen,
That
I'd
could
be
happen.
happy with you befriending the robot,
Yeah,
but
sure.
listen.
Oh! Why did I roll twice?
Dang, y'all.
Oh, I have advantage.
That.
I got a nat 20 on initiative.
Yes. All right, so our initiative order then is Dulcie,
Me.
followed by Ardent. Jim, did you intend to roll with advantage?
Oh crap! No, I'm sorry. I didn't. I guess it should be the 20 rather than the 21.
All right, good, thank you. So it's Dulcie, followed by Ardent, and then Devlin, and Idoso. Oh, no, and the robot, and then Idoso.
No.
I'm enamored. As he stares closer to get his head like right in the hole, totally smart thing to do.
Dulcie, you see this hand begin to pivot up. You see a pipe or a tube behind it. The arm looks as though it's hollow, at least in this section, and it's holding it out towards you. The other one is still like it was, and this buzzer or bell is ringing. What do you do?
How far away is it from me?
It is 30 feet away.
Cool. Love that. Great. You said this big?
About 6 inches around, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that would be a mistake. I know that would come back to bite me in the butt. Okay. Oh, I have nothing good to do with a robot. What's like around us? What's the geography?
You're in a bit of a gully. The road passes through something of a gully here. There are evergreen trees to your right and to your left.
Okay.
You've kind of been riding down a tunnel of them for most of the morning. There's fresh snow on the ground and hanging in the trees as well. You know that not far beyond you on both sides, the ground moves up a bit, maybe somewhere between 50 and 75 feet to your east and west.
Mm-hmm.
But the evergreens get pretty thick as you move away from the road.
Okay, I want to make Ardent's life tougher. So I'm just gonna lean forward into Ardent's ear and go, "Don't worry, I'm not abandoning you," and give them a quick kiss on the cheek, and then I'm going to jump off the horse into the evergreens and hide.
I love everything about that. What would you like? Acrobatics?
Sure, for getting up there.
Just to get up into the trees, yeah.
27.
Oh, just a 27. And you're trying to hide?
Yeah.
So then a stealth, please.
Ooh.
All right.
I will. Can I use one of my advantages?
Of course you can.
Thank you. 'Cause that's ridiculous. 25. That's better. That's normal.
How does this look as Dulcie leaps off of horseback and into the trees and disappears?
Yeah. So, it's almost like she's doing a gymnastics move. She stands up on the horse and then jumps to the nearest branch and does a few kind of back and forth to get some momentum, and then almost goes like straight up into the branches and the cover above.
Great. Anything else?
I'm going to wait and see what it does.
Ardent.
Yeah, that was a roller coaster in 10 seconds.
You're welcome.
God, what does Ardent do? Ardent's still on the horse. Ardent doesn't want the horse to be tranquilized. That would be real bad. For all of them. So, she's gonna hop off the horse and, she's gonna kind of pat the horse to kind of move off. Like, not enough to get it to gallop away, but like, just don't be here, horse, please.
Sure. Sure. Your faithful mount shakes a bit in the harness and then steps off further. You've stepped off to the left already. It steps off further into the trees. It's about 10 feet away from you.
Cool. And I'm gonna back off to the rest of my friends and be kind of in front of them, and also so that my aura of protection is around them.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Anything else?
I'm gonna hold my actual action until it does something.
Great. Devlin.
Oh dear. Well, here we go. Just sort of looking at it and seeing all this and just sort of not being able to understand what it's doing. I'm just sort of like, very well, College Notch. And I point my and I raise my hand, and I say, and I'm casting Hold Person on it.
Ooh.
Wonderful. I love this.
And it's
Okay.
got to make a Wisdom save 14, or it will be paralyzed.
Wow. Let's just see.
Nope. No.
It. Devlin, you. As you draw this magic out of the great forge and throw it toward this creature, it feels at first just like it normally would, like it has 100 times before. But it's almost as though the magic passes around it or through it. You're reminded of that blackness, that silhouette that you saw when you cast detect magic on the items that you got of strange origin, like it's not even there.
Yeah, there we go again. It's like, right, worth a try. I'm gonna hop off my horse and do the kind of the same thing that Ardent did. So we're kind of trying to send it on.
All right, you're able to dismount, and you're all kind of together here on the road, except for Dulcie at this point, right? You're able to dismount, and your horse is following in the direction of Ardent's off the road, when you hear a thump, and for the quick of eye, you see something coming out of that arm pipe or hole, and let's just see what it does.
Oh my god.
And within a split second, you notice some small thing land on the ground, and it lands right in the middle of the clustered group of you. And I would like for you all to make a Constitution save.
Oh,
and
good.
Except me.
Ardent will probably remind you that with their aura of protection, that you get to add
Ooh.
their charisma modifier to your save here, which is +2.
Do I need to make this, or am I okay?
How high were you able to get up in that tree?
With a 20.
More than 20 feet? I think probably so.
Yeah, I'm good. Well, night. Idoso.
Quick question.
Nice
He didn't
Ardent.
sleep very well last night, so, you know.
Yes.
Yes, Jim.
Does this count as a type of poison?
Ooh, does it count as a type of poison? I'll say yes.
I have resistance to poison. I have a defense. I'm not sure how that works, but
That'll give you half off the damage.
pill dwarf thingy, so I don't know how. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's poison defense. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll just roll this, and so what are we adding to this from?
+2.
+2. Okay.
Yeah.
On top of what we have already.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay. Actually, I will remember that.
Nice.
Nice.
Lovely. And Cherry.
Oh, Cherry.
Damn it, Cherry. I have to
As-
save her.
A cloud of smoke quickly it begins to billow out from this item that has fallen amongst you. It pops and sizzles, and you see Idoso and Cherry. They're both on horseback. Idoso, exactly, just sort of boom, and falls into the fluffy snow next to his horse. Cherry falls forward with her face down in the horse's mane. Ardent and Devlin, you've both saved. I suppose I should just make a quick set of rolls for our horses too, shouldn't I?
Leave the horses alone.
And and so that would be Idoso's horse and I guess it's
Oh no! Dang.
do the horses also benefit from your
Yes.
aura
Yes,
of protection?
all
I think they probably do.
creatures.
All creatures that are conscious.
Yes. So Idoso and Cherry's horses fall into sleep.
Yeah, me, Devlin,
Devlin's-
and Ardent set their horses away, so.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh no.
And it makes a sound, that buzzing sound continues. And Devlin, you hear it with your spell active. You hear it say, "Do not resist. Relax."
I get it. Tranquilization.
And Idoso, it is it's your turn. And I'm sorry to say there's no save.
We have to wake
You're just asleep. And so we go back to the top.
This always
Dulcie,
happens to
high
me.
in the trees above, you see all of this happening. And the cloud of smoke just sort of hanging there among the trees. It's kind of, it's almost like it's like just a bucket, and it's full of this smoke that's caused your friends and their horses to collapse.
Okay. Seeing Idoso get knocked out makes Dulcinea very angry. I Cherry, she and the horses are like equaled in terms of me caring about them. So what I would like to do is, this thing's like, what you said like 6 feet tall?
6 to 7 feet tall.
Cool. I want to jump down from the tree. I want to land on it, and I want to shove the reality spike into its arm opening.
Okay. The reality spike is only about 1.5 inches around at the widest end. You just want to get it in there as far as... I see what you're up to, and I love this.
Thank you.
All right. You're trying to jump down onto it.
Yeah.
Let's call that... Well, let's just call it acrobatics, shall we? You are an acrobat after all.
27.
You drop down from the tree branch above and land on top of it. And as you do, you can feel it sink for a moment down on those spring-like legs and then pop back up. And so now you want to basically stab it in a particular place with that reality spike.
Yeah, I want to... Like, my ideal thing would be if I could use my weight to, like, get it to, like, fall forward or backward, and mostly backward. So I can use the spike to, like, keep it down. That's my plan.
Okay, so you want to try and make it fall first? I think that's
Yeah.
2 actions.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What does that feel like? How about its strength versus your dex?
Here's an idea. Can I, Ardent, knock it over. And could I hold my action to activate the reality spike?
Totally.
Cool.
Totally.
Oh yeah, and my held action would trigger now because it did something.
Yep. Yes. Go for it.
Yeah. Doop, I guess. Don't have a lot of long range shit. What am I gonna do? Oh, I know. I'm going to cast command. I can do that.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Do you have to be able to speak a creature's language to use command?
If it doesn't understand my language. So that's up to you whether it understands me or not. So I don't have to speak its language, but it has to understand what I'm saying.
It has to understand. Got it. Yeah. All right. Well, I know whether or not it speaks your language.
Okay.
So if you'd like to cast the spell?
Yep, I will cast it as a wisdom saving throw. Yeah. Yeah. And I will command it to grovel.
Grovel.
Which causes it to go prone.
That would be a fantastic use of this spell if it spoke your language.
Understood what I was saying, okay.
But unfortunately, it appears as though it does not. Either that or it's immune somehow to the effects of this spell.
Well, that's good to know at least. Cool.
You still have your turn this round.
I do.
Yes, you do. And it's your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna rush it.
Yes! Strong.
All right. So we'll call this a grapple. Strength versus strength. Does that sound right to everyone?
Yep, sounds good to me.
Great.
Just strength or athletics?
You can use athletics if you'd like.
Cool, I would like to use athletics.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yay!
Wow.
Yay!
It's not pretty, Ardent. Your feet slip in the snow, but there is a crashing sound as your armor hits the metal body of this creature just above that that middle section, and it topples over backward.
Yes.
With you on top of it.
Yes.
Dulcie, could I have a Dex save from you as it topples over with you on top?
Sure, as soon as I roll it, you can have it. 10.
That's good enough.
Okay.
Well, you knew it was coming. So this bell or buzzing is still going off, and it is so loud. It seems like it's filling the whole woods. But you see it collapse over. Ardent, you're on top. Dulcie, you have your action.
I'm gonna jab the reality spike into the arm opening and activate it.
Okay, so you're just trying to put it into the hole, or are you trying to to pierce it in some way?
No, I'm trying to just put it in the hole so it literally won't be able to do anything. It won't be able to get up.
I love it. Why don't you give me a melee, just a melee weapon attack, and use advantage here because it's pinned.
24.
Yes. You feel your arm. You're not sure how deeply your hand is going to go into this thing, but it doesn't go far. Only about 8 inches or so. And as soon as you come up against something, it's cold and metallic. You hit the button on the reality spike and pull your hand away, and you feel exactly what you expect with that reality spike, that it is that it's completely lodged in place and practically immovable.
And then I'm gonna get off.
And where are you headed?
Behind Ardent. Probably to Idoso.
Idoso is in a cloud of gas right now.
Well, I'll wait then. I will hang out with Ardent.
Okay.
Oh,
That was
will I though?
amazing.
I will start looking for a handkerchief is probably what I'll do this round. So I can get in there.
Devlin. Oh,
I'm going to. One day I will learn how to use the mute button. I'm going to. I think I'm going to grab Idoso and pull him outside of the cloud. I think that's probably everything I can do this round. Given the because I assume grabbing and dragging is going to be the action. So.
Yeah, I think so. Can you give me a sense of the direction you want to take him? The robot is now toppled down in the middle of the road, directly in front of you, just north.
Okay.
Are you going east, west, back behind you?
To whichever side has the most cover, I would say.
Okay. It looks to you as though to the east there is a bit of a dip in the ground, and some of the branches of the trees hanging with snow have kind of fallen over it. It looks like you could get a little bit of cover there.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to pull him that way.
Great. You manage. You're about 15 feet off of the road now to the east, and you are behind. It's not that deep of a dip, so you're we'll call it half cover, and that's where you end this round. Good. Anything else?
I don't suppose I can try to wake him up by any means.
Well, I think that pulling him in that way would probably count as using your action to wake him. And so, Idoso, you do begin to you hear Devlin's voice as if it is far away down a long, dark tunnel. And
just 10 more minutes.
and you will be fully awake when your turn comes in just a moment.
We've got 10 minutes.
You got 10 minutes to do your spells.
Ardent, the creature that you are
tranquilizing us.
that you are on top of now is rolling back and forth around that arm, which is now stuck to the snowy ground. And let's see, you were grappled. So how about Dex versus its strength? It's going to try and throw you off in the middle of all this, but it's going to roll with disadvantage. Do you want to stay on it, or do you want to be thrown off of it?
Does it seem pretty stuck to this point?
It does.
If it seems pretty stuck, I'm gonna get off of it.
Okay. Well, why don't you just make a dex check for me, and if it's above 10, then you keep your feet as you're getting off of it. Otherwise, you'll start prone the next round. Does that sound okay?
Yep, there we go, 13.
Great. So you're able to sort of ride with it as it pitches in one direction and leap off of it. You get a clearer look at it now. That the center that almost looks like a bellows in the image that I showed, and I'll throw it back up here. That center, you now realize, is not metal. It's some other kind of softer substance, and you can see it pivoting and moving around that bellows-looking thing. You also see, as you slide off, that there are a set of slots in the front of it, right in kind of in the middle of its chest. There are 4 slots that are about 4 inches long and, I don't know, maybe half an inch wide. And in the 2 slots in the middle, you can see something is in them. The other 2, the outer ones, seem empty. The 2 in the middle have something in them that shines like a gem or glass or something along those lines. And that's what you see as it pitches you off. And it's going to make a punching attack here. And, well, let's just see. Because you're both close.
Yeah, but it's
well, so
prone,
you're
right?
both close enough, aren't you? It is, yeah. So it will be... yeah, so Ardent, it's going to try to take a swing at you as it leaps off, but this will be at disadvantage.
Well,
Just the 15?
it does not.
I didn't think so. So it swings and misses. And at this moment, all of you who are conscious hear the sound of a tree. You've heard it before, that sound that a tree makes when it's partially been cut and is beginning to fall, that cracking and popping sound. And you hear that from behind you, the road that you have just come up. And as you look, you see a very mature tree, probably 6 feet around, fall down with a crash across the road behind you. And in the woods, near where the trunk of that tree once stood, you see a second one of these creatures. And Idoso, your head is aching, your ears are ringing, there's a terrible odor in your nostrils, in your mouth, and you wake up looking up at the branches of an evergreen tree covered in snow to the sound of a massive tree falling nearby.
Oh, I'm going to sit up for a moment, I guess, and just kind of take a look around and let's see what I can see. And do I see Devlin's beautiful mug right over there, just kind of
You
hanging
do.
out?
Devlin is right
Great.
there with you.
Great. Oh, wait, Devlin!
All right.
Did we leave yet? Was that dreaming, or was there like a golem of metal?
Only briefly, my friend. Don't. It's a thing of metal. Don't know exactly what it is yet.
Oh, so it's real, and it attacked us?
Yes, it did. Put you to
That's
sleep.
unfortunate. And he's gonna like kind of pull out the crossbow, and I think just from like his seated position, can he see it? Just
Yes.
sadly
Yes,
shoot
you
at
can.
it.
From the position you're in, you can see them both now.
Oh God, two.
One's pinned on the
Devlin.
ground.
One's on the ground and pinned by one hand to something.
The ground.
Did they make babies? Did they multiply? Is that its Wayne?
No, I think the other one was probably just just arrived.
Okay. Just like loads up and just is gonna double shoot from the crossbow at the new arrival, because the one on the ground I think weirdly enough gets disadvantaged. 'Cause
Yep.
it's prone.
Yep.
You got it. Yep.
Silly.
Silly.
Easy target.
Yep. Great. Take those shots.
Let me see. Shot number 1. No. There we go.
Hey!
Hey, all right, shot number 1, and how about shot number 2? Yeah, not as
No.
good. Oh yeah, also sneak attack damage. Forgot that's a thing.
Yes.
Oh no, probably not, because it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
It's not based. Yeah, I don't have
Not that
advantage
one,
on it.
unfortunately.
Nobody's targeted around it.
Yep, that's right. So, so your 2 crossbow bolts fly across the road, and even as they're coming, you see that that eye or nose or whatever it is pivot toward them, and it's about to jump, but the first shot, it pierces right into that soft bellows area in the middle, and you hear a snapping and a popping sound as it leaps, and it leaps to its left far faster than you would imagine something of this size and you would assume weight should be able to move. But as it comes down on those 2 legs, it wobbles a little. You have certainly damaged it.
Great. Then at that point too, I think you're going to see Idoso kind of grin for a moment at Devlin and be like, "Adios," and he's gonna cast Zephyr Strike as his bonus action, and use my full movement, which 15? It's reduced in half to get up,
Yeah.
plus 30 additional feet to get to just like run straight towards the. He wants to get as close as he can to the other robot.
Hi,
Fantastic.
Adosa.
Hello. Good morning.
I got it.
Oh, you
moving
did?
Are you moving until the one that you just hit, or to the
Yes.
one that's pinned?
No.
Okay.
Dulce's got that one. I'm gonna go take out the new one.
You're
Okay.
strong.
How close to it do you want to be?
I mean, I'll get. Oh, don't ignore that. I was just trying to make it cast in my spell slot.
Got it.
There you go. Yeah, because I didn't attack anything. I mean, if I can get right up on it, I'm gonna get right up on it.
No, you can. You can
Cool.
get right up
Great.
to it.
Great.
And that's where we're ending. Dulcie.
So, can you describe to me what you described to Ardent? Since I'm right there too. The gems or glass, or where is that?
Yes, you see it as well. On the chest of the creature, up above where the bellows are, between there and its neck, presumably, there are 4 vertical slots.
Okay.
And the 2 on the outside are empty, or at least you don't see anything in them. But the 2 on the inside, there's some kind of a flash of glimmer and color,
Okay.
colored glass or gems or
How
something like
thick
that.
are these slots? 2
About
Cs,
half an inch.
3 Cs. Okay. I'm gonna pop out my thieves' tools, like they're, I don't know, daggers, extendable daggers or something, and I want to like lean over this thing and see if I can get one of those out.
Yes. I love this so much.
I haven't played like a non-magical character in so long, so I'm just like, let me do all the things. Look at my equipment.
Yeah,
Look at these
definitely.
ball
No,
bearings.
this is fantastic. As you press, you get your thieves tools out, and you begin to insert it in the slot. The creature goes completely limp. It goes completely limp, and
And it explodes in my face.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't explode in your face. But
Have
you notice
evasion.
right above those slots, you see what appeared to be just metal before, just cold steel. Something that looks like this. Take a look at Roll20.
I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it.
There.
Ah! Oh.
So for the
Wait, let me go over to our map.
thank you. We'll put it up so that our
Yeah.
viewers can see it as well. You see this this set of rainbow-colored lights appear. The numbers, you don't see the numbers. I've just put those there for our use. All you see are the colors. And after just a split second after these lights appear, they all go dark, and then the one that's numbered 5 lights up. Okay?
Okay.
So here's how this, and as it lights up, you begin to hear a beeping sound. Beep, beep,
Good.
beep, beep.
Love that.
What would you like to do?
Is it like a button or just like a light?
It's flat. It's completely flat.
So it's just like light coming through.
Yes.
Okay. I poke it.
You touch it and it feels like steel. Beep, beep, beep.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Shit.
Beep.
Stop it.
Beep.
Can I make an intelligence check for help?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm not great at these, but you know. 20.
That's plenty good. As far as you can tell, there's nothing that can be manipulated on these lights. And initially you saw them all light up in color, and then just the one that's marked 5 lit, and the others went black. They don't look like steel, they look black. It's making this beeping sound, and as you're pondering it, trying to figure it out, you see the 5 go black, and the 4 lights up, and the beeping gets faster.
Cool.
Beep, beep,
Oh,
beep.
there's a
beep.
countdown. There's a countdown. I'm gonna get off it. I'm gonna get off it and I'm gonna move away. I'll bonus action disengage if I need to.
Ardent's like, you might want your...
No, I got him.
Okay.
Oh, my spike. That spike's pretty strong, and it's a magic item. With my intelligence check, do I think the spike will survive an explosion?
It. I don't know. I don't know if that your intelligence check necessarily applies to that thing, but everything that you've told you about this spike before, everything that you've known about the spike tells you that it is stuck in that point in reality until you deactivate it.
Cool.
Or until it's destroyed.
Yeah, I'm gonna back away. I'm gonna back away.
How far away are you going to back?
30 feet.
Okay. Beep, beep, beep.
Cool, it's
Ardent.
my turn. I'm doing a great job right now.
Yeah, I guess Ardent's gonna follow Dulcie. Just back up.
Okay. Beep, beep, beep. Devlin.
Well, there's a second one that still kind of needs to be dealt with. So I'm sort of looking at it. I'm thinking, okay, thing made of metal. And he's like, all right, let's try acid. I'm going to sort of like pulling over what looks for a moment is sort of muttering. It looks like an imaginary ball in his hands, and then he's and then you'll hear him mutter, and you see this globular green sphere appear. It's a chromatic sphere, which he will then lob at the other robot, what is still standing.
All right.
I'm going to use it at second level.
Okay.
Go ahead and press this button that allows me to cast it. Hopefully.
That will be 4d8 damage if it hits.
I choose acid, yes.
Nice. Dirty 20.
You see
to
this
hit.
ball of acid arc across the road and across the space and land near the head joint of the armor of this thing. And you hear sizzles and pops and smoke begins to rise out of it. And it mixes with that acrid smell of acid burning metal mixes with that strange odor of the gas that's now dissipating. And Idoso, you're able to just narrowly avoid being splashed as the acid crashes into this thing. It stumbles back a step or so, but you're still within melee range. And it is the robot's turn. And at this moment, for anyone who's watching the one that's pinned to the ground, the light number 4 goes out, the 3 lights up, and it is the beeping becomes even faster.
Cool. Tight.
It also, the robot that is nearest to you, its eye swivels, and it tries to swivel, but the acid has damaged it in some way. It can't quite swivel all the way there. It has to actually turn its body toward you to attack you, and it swings its long metal arm at you.
Ooh.
Do you have it? Is there anything that adjusts your AC 16 upward?
No. I'll just take that, clothesline. It's fine.
It feels like you got hit by a. Oh, go ahead.
I can do a thing.
Jim. Do a thing.
I can do a thing. Wait, hold on. I forgot. I'm an Abjura. Yeah, I'm gonna use if he's close enough. I can use I can use my my projected ward. So if he's within like 30 feet, then I can use my reaction to make the arcane ward absorb the damage.
He is just within range.
Okay, so I just need to just sort of raise my hand real quick, and and just sort of like, and sort of little brief flash of the ward will come up.
Yes. And the robot seems to sense that it has hit something that's not you, Idoso, and it even pulls back and takes another hit at it in detecting its presence, but you are unharmed. And it is now your turn.
Exactly why you always have a wizard on your team, honestly. We're gonna go ahead and kind of, Idoso's just gonna do a little spinaroo with that Zephyr Strike, kind of just making him fly like the wind, almost like he's glitching out, like in between planes. Like he'll just disappear for a moment and then kind of appear and then disappear again. It's still within, the same, just literally playing Ring Around the Rosie right now. Gonna take advantage of the Zephyr Strike and give myself advantage on my first double shot with the crossbow. So we'll go ahead and hit the button if it wants to go. No? Button? There. Well, okie dokie. Great. Perfect. So that's also, so it gives the sneak attack, and it also gives a 1d6 as well. I don't know if that pulled up with it. Did it auto put the Zephyr Strike in there? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No,
so
it didn't.
roll 2d6 instead, because dice double.
Yeah. And give me your total.
Oh, dang. So 2d6?
Uh-huh.
Damn.
23.
Well,
23,
it was cool for a moment. I mean, and honestly... Oh, good.
Idoso, your halfling luck, remind me, does that count just for attacks and skill checks, or does it count for any one that you roll?
I think it's
Does anybody
just
know?
attacks. Let me
I
double
think it's attack, skill checks, and saves. I don't believe it's damage.
Yeah, because
It's
I
not
think
damage?
damage is savage attacker. So that's a feat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the total damage was?
23.
Yeah, it's not damage. 23. And that's just for the
Okay.
first attack. Because then...
Yep.
I mean, he's literally just flying like the wind right now. It doesn't even look like he's reloading whatsoever. It's just boom, one shot, boom, another shot. And we'll just go ahead and throw in an attack there. 4 out of 21. So 9
more
points of damage. Piercing.
As your second crossbow bolt enters the soffit between its the head of the armor and its body, its arms, which had been reaching out to punch you, first fall down and sort of swing in their sockets, and then it also falls over, kaboom, on its side. It makes a hollow sound almost as it hits the ground, and it rolls for a second, just a few feet in the snow, and is completely still with that beak or eye, whatever it is, grated down into the dirt or into the snow, the dirty snow.
With my movement, I'd like to keep following it and just kind of get up to it, almost like with pity, because, you don't want to just kill things. It could feel, it could, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
As your turn ends here, you do notice that kind of in the back of its head, where the back of its neck would be, if it really is a humanoid creature underneath all of this, you can see a set of 2 lights, just very tiny lights that blink, and they blink in what appear to you to be kind of random patterns, enough to make you wonder if this creature is in fact dead, or if it's just incapacitated in some way. And at this moment, we hear the beeping from the first one get a little bit faster, and that, what were we on? Were we on 4 before? The 4 blinks out.
We had gone to 3.
Okay, the 3 blinks out, and the 2, the red 2, blinks on. Beep, 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 beep.
Running,
Dulcie.
running, backing up with Ardent.
You started.
Where's Cherry?
Cherry
How
is.
close is she? How close is she to it?
Still.
How close is she to it?
And the cloud.
The cloud is good call. The cloud is mostly dissipated at this point. You estimate that she's 25 feet away from it.
I go back to drag her away because I'm secretly a good person. Wait, do I go back to drag her away? Am I a good person?
This is the question we're all asking
Oh
ourselves.
my god. Oh, she'd owe me her life though. I drag her away.
Lightning Invoker. Cherry who? I love it. But Dulcie's conscience or
No, my practicality.
the calculus of a life debt gets the better of her.
Yes,
So,
I will retrieve her.
So you had gone about 30 feet in the other direction.
Yes, Allyson.
So let's say that you're within 10 feet of her by the time your turn ends.
And then I'm going to use all my movement, my action, we're dragging. I know that's going to put me in half, but my total movement is 90. So I'll still technically be able to get 45. If I
Dulcie.
Action move. Bonus action.
Right. Okay, Dulcie.
That's what I do.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yep. What are you doing, Ardent?
Probably backing up as well, helping out with Cherry.
Are you able to move as quickly as Dulcie is to get?
No. If I dash, it's 60 feet.
Okay, well that will get you there. So you're both able to make it to Cherry's sleeping form when you're.
And while we're there, I kick the horse awake, so it will run.
Nice.
It's a
Nice,
gentle
give that
kick,
to you.
but enough to get it up.
Yeah, there are 2 sleeping horses, by the way.
I kick them both.
Or Ardent can do one of those
Yes.
if you, with your what's left of your action as you get there. Anything else, Ardent?
No. That's about it.
Devlin, you stare across the road and see Idoso over the fallen form of one of these strange knights. You see the other laying across the road, and you see your friends having just run back into to where the horses and Cherry were lying. They're about 20 feet away from you.
How far away from the one is the other? In other words,
The 2 robots,
Yeah.
the 2 creatures, they're about 45 or 50 feet apart.
Okay. All right. Might be okay. We don't know. So I'm gonna and I see Idoso kind of examining that one. And so I'm not sure how far away from that thing we need to get. It seems to me that Ardent and Dulcie are trying to get away from that thing. And so well, first off, just looking, does it look like they've taken care of, like, as far as horses and getting Cherry and all that? Does it look like that's taken care of? Okay.
It seems as though they've got things under control. They've not called for help or anything.
Well, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and head to the head over to where Idoso is, and see if we might need to. Just gonna try to get up there and be like, we might want to start pulling this thing away from that one, just in case.
Okay. All right. Are you going to try to begin pulling it away, or are you waiting?
Yeah, if Idoso is willing to let me, then yes, we'll start doing that.
Oh, Devlin, be careful, because I don't think it's quite I don't know, dead. It looks like there's some sort of magic in there, and he kind of like points to the neck, where there's like the little bleep bleeps and the little dancing lights.
I feel as though I don't have time to look at it right this second, as far as that,
Okay.
I'm too busy, but yeah, one maybe next turn, we'll see.
Idoso will hold up like a leg to help you.
This is -1 strength.
Okay, so you two are beginning to pull it away from the other one.
Yeah.
And as you're picking it up, you hear that beeping sound go to practically a flat tone. At which point, a massive explosion occurs. But fortunately, all of you are outside of the range of that explosion. You hear it go off, and you hear pieces of metal flying through the trees around you. You see the flash of light as it goes, and where that first robot was, there is just nothing but a few smoking pieces of metal and some other things. And the reality spike,
Yes!
sitting exactly where you left it, now with nothing around it.
I'm gonna go get it. I drop Cherry into Ardent's arms and go get the reality spike.
All right, as you're moving to get the reality spike, Idoso, I want to make sure that you've got a chance to act into all of this. You said you were going to try to help Devlin move the one that had fallen.
Yeah, but I mean, now there's like maybe some like second thoughts now. Seeing
yeah,
that one kind
one-
of just
yeah.
went kaboom. Hey, Devlin, what do you say that we just kind of like gently set this one down?
Yeah.
It's probably maybe stuffed with like a bunch of some sort of cake powder.
Yeah, let's have a look at this thing.
Pretty careful.
If you see a bunch of rainbow lights, it's gonna explode.
Oh, is that what was behind the neck? Was that what was behind the neck? Can I investigate with my big brain?
That doesn't sound like she's describing what you saw.
Okay. There's no lights. There's nothing like that over here. What, do I see any? Can I take a look? Can I like? Oh God, it's sticking your hand in like the stump of a tree.
Uh-huh.
He touches it and
certainly can.
moves stuff around. Just wants to see what's there.
You're that that what seems like a bellows around the neck. You are able to move it out of the way just a little bit, and you can see where there's just a row of 3 tiny lights, smaller than anything natural you've ever seen. They don't look magic either. Just 3 tiny lights in a row, blinking randomly, but it's very, very difficult to pull that that bellows material away. It feels like rubber almost to you now that you have a chance to get up close and touch it. If you want to pull it away, you'll have to do more than that.
Well, I mean, I've got a couple short swords on me. Can I just like go ahead and treat it like an animal?
You certainly can. And Devlin, you now can see those 4 slots in the front of it as well. And you see exactly what the others saw, though they've not described it to you. 4 slots, about 6 inches long, half an inch wide. The 2 on the outside seem to be empty. At least you don't see anything in them. The 2 on the inside do have something in them, and it looks like glass or gem, but it's the full length of that slot. And as you look closely, you see one of them looks sort of a violet color. The other one looks yellow.
So, one thing that I have not mentioned specifically yet, that has to do with the group that Devlin was a part of, the whole idea involving the worship of the Forge. There is something that we are required to be able to do sort of requires us to be proficient with smith's tools, which I am. So, which this means because we have to know how to forge weapons. It's a thing that they did a long time ago, and we don't. As you know, back in times when we used to do these things like creating magical weapons, but in the old legends, none of which likely exist anymore. But I'm hoping. So I'm looking at this. I'm trying to look at this thing as if it is some kind. Since I know that was not an arcane explosion. I'm looking at this as if this might be some kind of machine.
Yes.
And if I were trying to put this together, I'm trying to think, what would I need to do to take it apart? And I realize that there's probably quite a mismatch here in terms of technological levels. But I'm just sort of trying to reason that out as I'm looking at this and seeing if I can figure out if there's a catch or something somewhere that's something based on the way that this thing might be put together. Might make it easier to open up.
Yes, absolutely. You believe that those two pieces of glass or gem or whatever they are certainly look as though they could be manipulated. There are seams all around it. There's this sort of seam around the neck where the helmet, it's very narrow. This is what Idoso has been looking at. There's also seams where the bellows or whatever it is connects to the armor in the top and the bottom. But you think your tools are fine enough that they could potentially work any of those seams.
So, yeah, the funny part being I don't know if I actually have smith's tools, which is the weird part.
Oh, it would be
I just have,
as I recall, you before you left, you had
a list.
You had a list of things that one should bring with one on a expedition into the barrier peaks, and you specifically told me whatever the thing is that I can't think of, but that my character would know, it's on that list. So absolutely, you have
awesome, excellent. So I'm going to whip those out, and I'm going to start working at them. It's like, all right, well, it's been quite some time since I've built something, but the seams look like these seams about here. It looks like these might open up. These gem-looking things look like they might be manipulable.
Yes.
And I just start working at it.
So let's use those tools then, like Dulcie did earlier. Give me a roll.
Okay, what shall I roll?
I think it's a dex roll with proficiency bonus. Is that right? For tools like this?
Smith's tools.
Thank you.
Oh, of course you don't want to tell me. Well,
Jim, I'm inclined for this to be whatever ability check you think Devlin would use to use these tools, whether that's dex or intelligence. I can see a case for either one of those things.
Yeah, I think he'd probably... I mean, yeah, he's trying to look at this more in terms of trying to figure out how it's designed. So if intelligence would work, then I'd be...
I think it does.
I'll go ahead and do that.
Let's say that's the ability that Devlin uses when he uses his smith's tools, and you're proficient.
Cool. I have I guess I'm going to roll, basically this will come out looking like an intelligence saving throw, but the bonus should be about the same, I think.
Okay.
This...
Yeah,
because it's the same as my Arcana, so...
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's 6.
Great. As you begin to manipulate... By the way, which one are we using? The purple one or the yellow one?
Which one did I use?
Whichever one you pick. You tell me.
I guess I did the purple one.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I heard them talk about the rainbow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Knowing that Violet is at knowing what end of the color spectrum
end.
Violet is at, I am thinking I'm going to go for the purple.
Okay.
So We'll try
Okay.
for that one.
As you do, you feel a click that tells you, if your instincts are correct, that you did something right. And you also see where there was once bare steel, this set of rainbow lights appear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boop, 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 boop. And then they all blink off, and the green one
It's
at
5.
6.
Or 6.
It was 5? Where did we start at 5
it
or
was
6?
5.
Yeah. At 5 begins to blink. Blink,
Ah,
beep,
we don't
Beep.
have long.
beep.
I just want to try for the other one real quick.
Yep.
All right. So let me describe how we'll do this. Each one of these the lights blinks for about 15 seconds as it counts downward. Okay. You have just made your first successful check. You have to make in order to do what you're trying to do, you have to make 2 more successful checks, and one of those will be a dex check, and one will be an intelligence check.
Okay,
Okay.
I can do that. Is there proficiency on them or no?
Yes, because you're using your smith's tools, there is.
Okay.
Beep, beep,
That being the case,
beep, beep.
I'm going to use. I have some advantages saved up, so I'm going to use those now. I think I have 3 of them if I recorded this correctly.
Can I
So
have
I'm-
reached Devlin by now?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm sort of looking at this thing. I'm like, all right, if this works the way I think it does. So which one first, Dex or Int?
Whatever you like.
Okay.
I'm holding
Um,
something, Allie.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna use. Go ahead and switch to this one real quick so that I can. At least I think I can. Where is it? Oh, they changed the layout on these things again. All right. I thought for just a moment. I'm going to try clicking this and see if it gives me the advantage. If not, I'll just click it twice.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with the intelligence,
Okay.
which there we go.
Yes, beautiful.
That one.
As you continue to manipulate your tools, you can feel yourself making progress, fine clicks and movements within the thing that you now think of as a machine. And you hear, with one of those clicks, that green 5, or that green one that we have numbered 5 blinks out, and the one that's numbered 6 blinks on, and it counts. The pace of those beeps slows down. Beep. Beep.
Sort of, this is see Dulcie coming up and
Beep.
I think we're making progress.
She's like
Dulcie?
holstered the reality spike and she's just like flexing her left hand, which is hovering behind Devlin's back. It's not weird.
No, not at all.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And so I'm going to go ahead and use my other advantage on the dexterity check, which I will give myself temporarily the proficiency so that I can make that work. Here we go. Yeah.
Nice.
Another click, and that purple object slides about a centimeter out of the slot. The green light blinks out, and the blue light to its right lights up, and the beeping slows even more. Beep. Beep. Beep.
So this has all been just to get the purple one out, then.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Can I grab it? I like shiny things.
Sure you
In
can.
trouble. Oh, that's
You
what
do
it
that?
was. Yeah.
So you reach
Send
down
it to
and
you.
grab it. It's it's about half an inch thick, 4 inches long and 2 inches wide. So a
Oh.
rectangle that looks like this,
Or like a disc or but
like a card. It's
like a card, yeah. It's a
It's,
graphics card.
It's purple. It looks like an amethyst, but it is perfectly clear. Unlike any, normally when you think of glass in this world, it's got bubbles and imperfections in it. This is perfectly clear. And as you pull it out, the blue light blinks out, the green light blinks on, the count gets faster. Beep, beep.
Oh,
Should I put it back?
Maybe you ought to be putting it back.
No,
I
either that or we
really
need to pull
like
the
it.
other one.
Oh right. Is the other one still stuck inside?
Devlin, at this point, if the pattern holds, you think that you have about a minute and 45 seconds to 2 minutes of countdown, if nothing else stops it, before it gets all the way to the left.
Okay. Well, we can give it a try, I suppose.
I mean, you can give it a try. We really don't all have to be over here, right?
Probably a good idea.
Idoso says, taking a step back.
I mean, normally I don't care to be asking why, but like, why?
I like shiny things.
We need
I
to find
wanna
out what
see
this
the
thing
other-
does.
Yeah, we need to find out what this thing does, where it comes from. This is like
And-
tech.
At this
Mhm.
point,
So we're working on the
Devlin,
other
you
one.
see it blink down again to the next green.
Let's try to get this other one out.
Yeah, I'm working on the other one.
Yeah.
All right, so same rolls for me, please.
Okay, so are there 3 of them? Is that what we're looking at, or is it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do the 2 intelligence rolls straight. I only have 1 advantage left.
Okay.
So because the dex one is the one I'll need it most for, but
Right.
we can always try to, or we might blow up. There's always that possibility. So let's see. Oh. Ooh. Hang on. This is a how does magic work thing. Does
Do you have enhanceability?
I have a no? I do not. But
Guidance? Anybody got guidance?
I was just looking to see if I had another thing that's easier. Well, it's just a shield that I can just do okay. That was
help
blowing
him?
up damage, so that's neither bludgeoning, piercing, nor slashing. So never mind. I'm not taking time to do that. Okay, working on the other
yes,
one. I'm going to
you
go ahead and
can.
start.
Help him.
Can I give him? Yeah, I want to use the help action on the dex check.
Okay.
So if you want to use the advantage of one of the other
And-
ends.
Oh, cool.
And in fact, you don't have to just assist him. There's room enough for you to get in here too and work if you want to.
Oh,
Let me
cool.
get in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I need 2 intelligence checks and a dex check.
Okay. I will do an intelligence check. Yes. And here we go. Yeah.
Oh yes!
How about that dex check, Dulcie? Is
Okay,
that
can-
what you're going to make?
Is it a straight dex check? Is it sleight of hand?
If you have proficiency in thieves' tools, you can use that here.
Okay, so this is not. Okay, so just something dex that's not expertise. I don't have that.
Yes.
So I'll just do thieves' tools. So this will be add. I need to add whatever my proficiency is. What's our proficiency right now? 3? Oh, I can
Beep.
just use my dex
Beep.
save. Okay,
Beep,
stop it.
beep.
20.
It clicks down. it clicked down to the next level, which I think is 4 for us now. But Devlin, with your success, you're beginning to get a feel for how these things work now. You don't need to make your second intelligence roll. And working together, you are both able, it pops out about 1 centimeter, and Dulcie, you pull it out. And with that, it ticks back up, beep, or back, you took it out, so it went, it goes now down again. So it is at, it's at 3.
Right.
Beep.
Shall
Don't
we?
think we have time to get into any of the rest of it. Yep.
Beep.
Run.
Beep.
Don't mind if I do.
About 45 seconds.
We can get so far in 45 seconds.
Yes, you can. Are you all doing this and trying to get behind cover?
He was already backing up while they were doing
Luckily,
this. You kidding me?
Like,
We didn't all need to
Ardent?
be there for the big boom.
yeah, Ardent's carrying Cherry. Are the horses awake?
They are, and they
Okay,
are.
cool.
They've kind of all
Push.
clustered ahead of you. Yeah.
Cool, good. So Ardent is hurting everybody.
Yeah.
Off
And
to
in fact,
cover.
You realize that this robot provided the perfect cover for you, and it downed that massive tree. You all get down behind it and hold your breath.
I want to appear like under
And-
it or over it. I just want to watch this.
No, you totally can. And as you do that, Idoso, you see a flash of light, and just then smoke and fire. And as the smoke clears and the echo dies away in your ears, you see again nothing but a few pieces of smoking metal. There's even some no, it looks like, it almost looks organic, but whatever bits of wire would look like to your eyes. But no body parts of any kind.
That's a relief.
Whatever was in there, either there wasn't anything in there or it completely disintegrated.
Do you think
Cherry,
there's more of them?
awake at this point. Ardent, what were those things?
Not sure. Not from around here. Likely connected to whatever's going on around here.
Yes. Well, you.
How are you feeling?
My head hurts.
Ardent's still holding her because she's not sure if, like, she's okay yet. So.
Yeah, you can feel her. She's shaking just a little bit. She looks pale. But, no, I think she's just letting you hold her.
You're welcome, Cherry. Saved your life. Ardent, tell her. That were me. Went back for you first. Ardent was just gonna leave you to explode, but I convinced her otherwise.
Ardent, like, rolls her eyes. It was Dulcie's initiative, though.
At this point, she does kind of sit up on her own and then stand. Thank you, Dulcinea.
You're welcome.
I suppose I owe you one.
Yeah. Look at these. Holding up the cards that I'm not giving to anyone. Because they're pretty and they would make a great pair of earrings.
So they're about 4 inches by 2 inches as in a rectangular shape and somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 inch thick. They're cold like glass or a gemstone, but they're surprisingly light. They're lighter than you would expect something of that size to be, and they're perfectly clear. No flaws or bubbles or inconsistencies in them. And you pocket them. You are able to make, as a group, you're able to make some more progress toward your destination. I assume you're still heading toward the bridge at Giant's Gorge.
Heck yeah.
Because of the delay and the time spent investigating, you're not able to make it. It's not safe to travel all the way there before nightfall. You camp and set up your tents. A light snow is falling. It's a slushy, wet, heavy snow. You can hear the sound of the tumble-down river off to your west, just outside of the heavy trees now. And you set up your watches. Ardent, of course, takes first watch. It's very quiet and still. Idoso wakes her. Ardent, you head to your bedroll. Anything you do before you fall asleep?
Not in particular, I don't think. Other than note that her Deva voice has been very quiet recently. Usually he likes to pop up at night. But
that voice of, is it Ezin?
yeah.
The Deva who raised Ardent. Your Ezin is on your mind as you drift off to sleep. And you wake up to a cold dripping on your forehead and elsewhere on your face. You begin to wonder if the tent is not leaking. When you open your eyes and as they adjust, you find that you are not in your tent. You are in a strange cavern of some kind. The floor, the walls, the ceiling, they look like they're made of metal. And they are, it's rectangular, almost perfectly so, as perfect as the finest construction you've ever seen. But the walls and the ceiling and even the floor are covered in irregular patches by what looks to you like a soft green moss. The air is heavy and warm. It feels thick almost. Along the ceiling, there's a dim strip of cold light on both sides of this corridor, and it buzzes and blinks on and off. Bzz, 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 bzz. It casts the whole place in a green glow from the moss that occludes these strange lights in more places than not. And you're laying on a bed of moss. The ground as water drips from above, drips on your head.
Ardent will slowly sit up. And probably immediately start looking for any clues as to where they are.
The air smells, it's strange. It smells like a swamp almost, but it also smells like a blacksmith shop or a forge. Some kind of metallic tang to the air. And now as you move, you can see in the lights these just motes of dust or spores or something that hang in the air. You put your hands behind you to push yourself up to stand, and you can almost feel a humming, a very a thin vibration in the ground. And as you stand, you see this corridor extends in front of you. You look behind you, it extends behind you, but it seems to curve around. There's almost a horizon to it, as if it were a very wide circle.
Start to kind of follow that, I think.
You step ahead, and cautiously at first. And you walk for half of a minute or so. As as it curves around, you begin to see up ahead that there is what looks like another corridor that leads off to the left toward the center of what the circle might be. And you've just noticed that when over the sounds of the dripping of water, you hear a voice. Ardent. Make a perception roll, please. This is the voice of Ezen, which you have not heard in some time.
Ezen?
Purple sheets have always been silky smooth.
Ardent. It's coming from ahead of you.
Ezen, and she's gonna keep walking ahead.
It's silent for a moment as you walk, the echoes of dripping water. You approach, you're getting very near to where that corridor goes off to your left, toward the center of the circle when you hear it again. Ardent. It seems to be coming from that corridor, although you're not close enough to face it quite yet.
Yep, go in.
You step forward a bit. Your pace a bit quickened now. You turn the corner, and this corridor is wider than the one that you are in. It's about 15 feet wide, that same ceiling of about 8 or 10 feet. And it looks almost exactly the same otherwise, but in this corridor, you find that you are not alone. In fact, the entire corridor, as far as you can see, is lined with small humanoid creatures, the size of a halfling, perhaps somewhere between the size of a gnome or halfling. They're standing stone still, and you imagine that they might be statues of some kind, an assumption that is informed by the fact that they are completely covered in this green moss that you've seen patches of. And now, clearly coming from the end of this corridor where you see a bright white light. Ardent.
And Ardent goes forward.
You continue to, as you walk down this corridor, at first, your assumptions seem to be correct. The things are the strange statues. But then you notice that as you move past them, their heads very slowly turn so that their eyes are constantly on you. Other than that, they're unmoving. You walk closer and closer to this almost blindingly bright light ahead of you. You've walked about 50 feet now and are on the threshold of this room that you can't see because of the light.
Ezen?
Ardent. Ardent. From directly in front of you.
She's gonna reach her hand out.
You don't notice anything unusual. It's bathed in white light. Your eyes begin to focus. It seems as though there's a very brightly lit room on the other side. Ardent.
Yep, going
Ardent.
through.
Your eyes adjust to the bright light, and the place resolves itself into a chamber shaped like a semicircle. There are arches made of some kind of metal that soar up to a sloped ceiling some 30 feet above you. It reminds you of the flying buttresses in the great Temple of Peace in Isranthas, the city that you guarded faithfully for so long. The walls that arc around to your left and right seem to be covered with tiny lights that flicker in red and green and blue, and fine inscriptions in some strange language that you've never seen before. Out in the center of the room sit 2 tables, one to your left and one to your right. They look like altars almost, but their lines are rounded and curved in a perversely organic kind of way, but though it resembles no creature you've ever known. The wall ahead is flat and black, 30 feet to the ceiling, and standing against that black wall is Ezin, the one who raised you, the Deva who lived out most of their life as a human and taught you the ways of your order. They are standing against the black wall with their arms open wide, as if to receive you. Their wings are also spread wide, a glorious sight that you've only seen a few times, and their head is bowed as if in reverence. But then in the glimmer of those blinking lights, you notice that their wings are tinged green, and you squint, and the horrible truth becomes clear. Ezin is stuck to this wall, held there by this green moss. It covers their feet and hands and has grown through the fine feathers of their wingtips. And if you look closely, you can even see the tiny stamen squirming and wiggling as if they are the tentacles of some vast creature. And in rippling waves, they are reaching out toward you. Ardent, help me. And that, my friends, is where we will end tonight's episode of Strange Invasion, Assault on the Barrier Peaks. That was a joy. Thank you all. Thank you all. That was so much fun. You're clever. Man, you're clever. I love it. I love the way that you dealt with those robots. It was so much fun. I'm just gonna go first as we do our outros tonight, and thank again all of our players, those of you who came and joined us in chat tonight. So many of you. Thank you for being here and for cheering us on and following along on the adventures of these amazing characters and the players behind them. I am Allyson. You can find me on Twitter at Allyson Robinson with 2 L's and a Y, where I talk about all kinds of things, but especially the games that I get to play here on Salty Sweet Games, like Masks of Nyarlathotep, Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We are playing Pulp Call of Cthulhu, and it's one of the most fun games I've ever gotten to play. Lauren is our keeper and has created an amazing and terrifying world for us. So definitely come out and join us for that. And I love you all. I love getting to do this with you. Gnome, can we go to you next? Tell us who you are,
I mean, if you
where we can
want.
find you. What are you up to, man?
Oh, so too much. My name is Gnome.
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Actually, really not up to too much. You can find me here, obviously, on Mondays.
Yeah.
On Thursdays, come check me out over. That's our finale for our Coriolis game over on Unmade Gaming's channel. But stick around on Thursday nights over there because yours truly is going to be steering the spaceship and GMing an Expanse game that I'm pretty dang excited for. If you like space, more space. So come hang out there.
That sounds so much fun. Thanks, Gnome.
Nice.
Jim.
Hey! Oh, that was. Oh my God. That was great. I have seen too much now. And that was awesome. That was really awesome. I am really looking forward to next week because this is glorious. This is proving to be my happy place lately, and I really appreciate it. Hi, I'm Jim. I am Other Doc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find links to my various things. Of the things, I do stuff on my channel. Usually it's various indie games or what have you. I won't go into huge detail right now. You can find, I generally announce it on my Twitter, or you can go to my Twitch page and you can see I've got the schedule there. I will just briefly mention that this weekend, Saturday, I'm going to be participating in the Otterthon. I'm going to be in the last game of that. So folks should come forth and check that out. I also am, I periodically do signups for games that I do on my channel. And I have one currently running for a mini campaign next month of 50 Fathoms. That's a game using Savage Worlds, where folks are pirates in a fantasy world. Essentially that is full of water. Signups for that, if anyone wants to dive into that, are running through this coming Wednesday. It's only a couple days left if anyone wants to jump into that. If you want to do that, go to jimyesthatjim.com and click on game sign up, and the links will be there. Or you can go to my Twitter. I've got a link there. Thank you all very much. This is wonderful.
Salty, sweet. Off to you.
Yeah, Key, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I'm Kienna. I am the sweet of the channel. Y'all can find me over on Twitter at KiennaS. Best way to figure out how I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. I'm mostly just here on the channel. In terms of plugs and stuff, this Saturday I am going to be on the Venture Maidens Twitch for the D&D Block Party. I am going to be playing a game run by TK, friend of the channel, TK, so it's going to be real fun. So please come check that out. That is 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe. And also, I just released a game literally 15 minutes before we started the Zoom call for this stream. So that's the other thing I do is I design games, so please go check that out on my Twitters. And what about you, Lauren?
I'm Lauren, I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter, and besides running Masks of Nyarlathotep here every Saturday, this weekend is super crowded. I am part of Otterthon. Yes, that Otterthon over on Off the Table, running Fear itself at 8 p.m. Pacific. And I'm also on, what day would that be? Sunday, as part of Tabletop Games Day, emphasis on the gay, over on Jessa's channel, go_JG, playing a really, really cool game called One Particular Harbor with its creator Megan Lynn and our friend Katie. I'm gonna play a mermaid. It's gonna be great. So that's about it for me. Other channel stuff, just another thank you to our sponsors, Roll20 and Dice Envy. If you ever missed an episode, you can catch us on YouTube. We're like 3 subscribers away from finally having our custom URL. Please go subscribe. Save Kienna. Help them. Other than that, you can just follow us on Twitter, because we're going to be playing we're going to be finally having like maybe a semi-regular video game stream schedule, and planning something for our anniversary.
Yeah, which is in like literally 2 weeks from today.
Yes,
so
our
that's
1 year anniversary or something like that.
Yeah, it's wild. We're going to go raid our friend Jess. Go JG. So please stick around in chat. If you got that hype emote, please spam that hype emote. when we go
Ooh.
and raid. Otherwise, just spam some hearts for love from us at Salty Sweet Games. We'll be back live. Oh, whoa!
Whoa!
Thank you!
Thank you!
Woo! Thank you for that
Doug.
last minute gift subs. Again, all the support goes directly to us, so thank you very much for that. Yeah, we'll be back live on Saturday for sure for Max and Nylathotep, if not a bit earlier for whatever we decide to do this week. So hopefully we'll see you all around, and of course we'll see you next week for the next episode of Strange Invasion.
Wave bye, everybody. Bye.